Hey, it's Dusty Thunder here with another story from Reddit for you. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Threatening to Cancel the Wedding Because I Am Jealous of My Fiance's Sister? Disclaimer, this is not my account. My friend helped me post from her account, posting the story, as I want an unbiased opinion. The names are changed to hide their identity. I, 30 female, am getting married to Roy, 31 male. We met in college and hit it off right away. He's handsome, charming, smart, and supportive. We fell in love and planned our entire future together. We planned where to live, how many kids to have, vacations, college fund for children, retirement, etc. I love him so much. He's my soulmate and best friend. Well, and apparently a very avid planner. He would tell me he's proud of me whenever I achieved something. He's super supportive of my dreams and ambitions. He'd motivate me to take up projects that I was hesitant to. He'd reassure me that I'm capable and talented enough. He'd compliment me every time I got dressed to go out and tell me how lucky he was to have me as his girlfriend. Roy's father passed away when he was just 8 years old, and his elder sister, Kim, 33 female, was 10. His mother, Yami, 55 female, never remarried. She's a very kind and sweet lady. I never got to know Kim as she lived in a different city for work and rarely visited us. We got engaged 8 months ago in an engagement ceremony in my country. The to-be bride and groom get engaged in a ceremony among family and close friends. Kim moved back to our city and found a job here. This is when things started getting complicated. It's customary here for the girl's parents to pay for the wedding. My dad hired a wedding planner and told me to plan the wedding with them to my and Roy's liking. When we started the planning process, my future mother-in-law stayed out of it, but Kim would tag along with us whenever we went. To the florist, to the wedding planner's office, to the caterers, everywhere. I wanted it to just be me and Roy. I told him that I didn't like future sister-in-law third-wheeling something just the both of us were meant to be doing together. He told me that Kim just wanted to be involved in her brother's wedding and I should be more welcoming of her. I would have actually been okay with it if she'd keep her mouth shut and not give us her valuable input. Quotation marks there as well. When I choose flowers, it would be too pastel. Choose a different color palette. When I would suggest the chair arrangement to the planner, she'd be like, that won't give the proper view to the guests on the far left. I wanted to have coconut pudding at my wedding. It was my absolute favorite dessert growing up, and I wanted to share it with my guests on my wedding day. But guess what? No, not coconut. I'm allergic. We'll go ahead and do this now. The thing that pisses me off the most is that Roy always takes her side when it's my choice versus her choice. Roy, what are you doing? Roy! What are you doing, Roy? You mean to tell me, okay, there's a lot more to this, but this is pause-worthy. You mean to tell me that you're sitting in a wedding planning meeting with your bride-to-be and your sister, and when it comes down to a vote, you've not only given your sister an equal vote with your bride-to-be, but every time you actually give her more of a vote? I'm going to go ahead and throw this up right now. That's just unwise. Most unwise. Soon to be ex-groom to be. Most unwise. He wouldn't fight or anything. He'd be like, it doesn't matter which flower it's going to be as long as it's you who's my bride. Let it go, babe. It's not a huge deal. Only thing that's important is that we're marrying each other and starting a new life together. What? When the coconut pudding thing happened, he asked me to not be selfish, as it's not just about me and it's about both of us and our families. What? Okay, honey, don't be selfish. It's only okay if my sister is selfish with our wedding. Our wedding? Our wedding? Threatening to cancel the wedding is entirely warranted, madam. He said Kim is family and I cannot exclude her from having the food at our wedding. I was really frustrated at this point. It's as if we're planning Kim's wedding and not mine. The final straw was when we were shopping wedding dresses. Wedding wear would be an appropriate word as it is our traditional clothing. My mom picked out this beautiful green dress for me and I loved it so much, but Kim had to poke her nose here as well. She told me that green isn't my color and I should try something else. Roy agreed with her. Damn it, Roy. Roy, quit doing stupid shit. Then I tried different dresses and finally decided on a rose gold dress that I liked too, but not as much as the green one. When we started to shop for the families of the bride and the groom, when it was Kim's turn, I kid you not, this bitch picks out the same green dress and decides she's gonna buy it. I lost it. I didn't want to make a scene there, so I walked out. It took you this long to lose it? Are there no boundaries in your universe? But I would have lost it a long time before this, and I think every other person on the planet would have lost it a long time before this. Thank goodness you lost it. I and Roy had a huge fight about this at home. He told me that green wasn't going well with my skin tone and that it suits Kim better, that I should stop acting so immature, that Kim picked that dress after I had already picked mine out. I couldn't believe my ears. For the first time since we started planning our wedding, I noticed how he's always taking Kim's side and never mine. I couldn't believe that the man I was looking at was the same man I fell in love with. Roy and Kim shared a strong bond due to losing their father so young. They were each other's best friends and support system growing up. But that does not justify him taking her side when it's our wedding and our vision. Back in college, when we were dating, he'd brag about his sister to anybody that he could, even if that person was complimenting me. Like if someone complimented the taste of the coffee that I made, he'd be like, if you think this is delicious, then you must try the coffee my sister made, etc. It was annoying, but it wasn't a big deal, and I let it go as I knew he was really close to her. But this time, I cannot let it go. It's our wedding, not Kim's wedding. I'm starting to wonder if he wanted to be Kim's wedding. I yelled at him that if this wedding is happening, then it's happening like we both envisioned, or it's not happening at all. Roy got mad at me and yelled that I was jealous of his sister, as I can never be as good as her. Roy, you must be the biggest brozo. But, you give brozo a different meaning. You're like the brother brozo, not a bro, brother brozo. You seriously told your fiance that she could never be as good as your sister. Listen, Jamie Lannister, I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish with this wedding, but it's apparently to someone that you don't care for at all. So why are you getting married to her? If you do not care about her at all. What's weird is the pivot, right? So their lives leading up to this point were fine, were great until she got involved. It feels like sister's trying to blow up this wedding. She's trying to prevent this wedding from happening. She's trying to stir enough shit up so that this wedding doesn't happen. This is her exercising her control to meddle and cause problems because maybe she feels that you're not good enough for her brother as well. That I am a bitter person for holding a grudge against Kim, even though she's been nothing but kind to me, that she was just trying to help, etc. I don't hold any grudge against her. I just want to have my dream wedding. Am I the astronaut? Hell no. Edit, I am currently at my friend's home. I cried myself to sleep after posting this. Woke up a few minutes ago and she told me that there were around 1,000 people who agree with her. I forgot to tell you all that English is not my first language, so I apologize for any grammatical mistakes. I didn't want to read the comments because I was scared of the obvious. Honestly, I just thought everyone would be telling me to cancel the wedding because he isn't right for me, which of course you all did, and thank you for that. But the things you've all pointed out, like the emotional incest and how she could control our future, even my kids' future, never crossed my mind, not once. I don't know why I couldn't see those things. I was so dumb. After reading the comments, I almost threw up looking back at our relationship. I might have ignored them because he would claim that their bond is stronger than other siblings because they lost their father and had to face hardships together. I'm so heartbroken to the point that I black out if I stand straight. This pain is too much for me to take. His mom called me on the phone, but I didn't answer. It's so overwhelming. It's difficult to breathe and I feel claustrophobic. My friend told me that I might be experiencing anxiety. We're going to go see a doctor first. I don't feel like I'm in a condition to talk to anybody. Additional comments from OP here. I can finally see how doomed my future is if I decide to marry this man. I want to call my mom and cry so bad. I just want to hug my parents and tell them that they were right about him and that I was blinded by love. Wait, what do you mean they were right about him? They pointed this out earlier? But I'll have to wait. I can't let them see me in such miserable condition. I need to put myself together and be mentally ready to handle this situation. I've already called the wedding planner and asked her to block any future payments to the vendors. Before the engagement, they asked me if I was sure about this man and if I knew and understood him. They said they felt as if he's pretending to be someone he's not. So he didn't pass the vibe check. Not that that should, not that they get to decide your future, but if the people who love you have concerns, there's generally a reason for it. But whoa, you dodged a bullet here, OP. You dodged a bullet.